your hair. I almost reached for the camera there, but something held my hand in place. A moment blinked and lost its face. I saw your laugh before it came, the way your eyes looked through the frame. I knew exactly how it'd look, but never wrote it in the book. The photo we never took again is still clearer than the rust have been. The one that isn't on the wall is the one I see most of all. And every smile I try to fake is chasing what we didn't make. No click, no flash, no frozen pose, just silence where the story goes. My hand half raised, mouth about to speak. It lingers every time I steal the photo we never took again, still clearer than the rest have been. The one that isn't on the wall is the one I see most of all. And every smile I try to fake is chasing what we didn't make. No print to touch, no name, no date, but still the still it awaits. I never saw it, but I remember it too well. New desk, back straight, name I'd called until it's late. Eyes on me or maybe none, either way I felt undone. I nodded like I knew my place, smiled a bit to save my face. Feet swung low, hands held tight, tried to breathe but not too light. First day, pretending I was brave, learning fast how not to cave. Didn't flinch, didn't cry, kept my voice from running dry. I was shaking, but I stayed. First day, acting unafraid. The clock moved slow, the chalk moved fast, every moment tried to pass. I laughed once just to blend, counted seconds till the end. First day, pretending I was brave, trying not to misbehave. Didn't speak, didn't fold, wrote no soft voice, just me and the smallest choice to look like I belonged. New shoes, stiff and way too tight. Tried to walk, but nothing felt right. The hallway echoed every step, like it knew I hadn't slept. Uniform pressed, name tag pinned. Parents waved, crowd too thin. I smiled once, not too wide, afraid my voice would slip outside. Entrance day, no shoes that hurt. Every step rubbed in the dirt. I didn't cry, I didn't shout, but my throat kept trying to get out. And every blink, a silent word in those new shoes that hurt. The bell rang soft, then loud and long. The room felt wide, the light was wrong. Hands on desk, breath held deep, trying not to let it seep. Entrance day, no shoe that hurt. Not from blisters, not from earth, but from all the things I didn't say. From wanting home and looking away. And every bleed, a silent word in those new shoes that hurt. No one saw the way I stood, feet frozen into warm wood, shoes brand new, sure to bear. I was already halfway there. Entrance bay, shoes too tight, held my breath and walked in light. Folded paper, printed lines, crushed the stamps, but it felt just fine. paid in coins, no ribbon thread. Hands smell like ink and rain instead. Held too tight, pedals bent. Not from carelessness, just what I meant. Wrote your name in shaky strokes across the fold before it soaked. Flowers wrapped in newspaper, not pretty but they tried. They didn't last beyond the hour, but I gave them with my pride. Couldn't say it with my mouth, so I let the paper speak it out. You didn't ask, you didn't smile, but held them close for a little while. No picture, no thank you said, but I remember where you kept them read. Flowers wrapped in newspaper, things still in my mind. Not the blooms, but how you look, holding what I left behind. Couldn't say it with my mouth, so I let the paper speak it out. They wilted fast, but didn't fade. Not to me, they always stayed. Wrapped in print, you held them like a name. Shoes too tight, tie left hanging. The street was gold, but my chest was clanging. I thought goodbye would feel like light, but I just walked into the night. Crowd behind, noise like foam, but every step just said, go home. Flowers in one hand, crumpled and laid, other hand empty, missing the way. I walked home after the ceremony. No pictures, no company, my name echoing in the quiet air, like no one knew I had been there. Store signs flickered, bus passed by, didn't look back, didn't I sat down where someone sat before. Their name was carved near the drawer. A year I didn't live, a heart had shaped. Felt like their silence had escaped. I ran my hand across the grain, felt the initials under paint and stain. Didn't dare to add my own, not yet, not while I felt alone. A desk with someone else's scratches told stories in uneven patches. I listened more than I wrote, felt their echo in my throat. I wasn't first, I wasn't last, but I sat inside their past. There was a phrase halfway done, a song maybe, but just someone. The wood was warm, the corner split, but it still asked me to sit at desk with someone else's scratches. Held time like faded matches. I added lives but never bold, hoping they would still hold. I wasn't first, I wasn't last, but I left something there at last. They'll never know, but maybe they stayed in the names I never erased. That was mine, but never clean, just like time that sits unseen. I buttoned it just the same, but it felt tighter in the chest. Not from size, but from the words I never said, and the weight I didn't notice. The sleeves touched my wrist, but I wasn't a child in anymore. My name tag sat crooked, like I didn't belong, like it knew. A uniform that suddenly felt too small, but I hadn't grown overnight. I just saw myself in a different light, and I couldn't take it all, even when I got home. The mirror caught me standing still, not adjusting, not fixing, just watching, as if the fabric held a version slipped away. A uniform that suddenly felt too small, but I hadn't grown overnight. I just saw myself in a different light, and I couldn't take it all, even when I got home. I remember the sound of others leaving, the rustle of bags, the light fading. But I stayed like the room was the last to let go of me. A uniform that suddenly felt too small. Even now I still feel it there. That tightness, that silence, still pressing at the collar, still hanging in the air. A uniform that suddenly felt too small. Folded paper, printed lines, crushed the stems, but it felt just fine. Paid in coins, no ribbon thread. Hands smell like ink and rain instead. Held too tight, petals bent. Not from carelessness, just what I meant. Wrote your name in shaky strokes across the fold before it soaked. Flowers wrapped in newspaper, not pretty, but they tried. They didn't last beyond the hour, but I gave them with my pride. Couldn't say it with my mouth, so I let the paper speak it out. You didn't ask, you didn't smile, but held them close for a little while. No picture, no thank you said, but I remember where you kept them read. Flowers wrapped in newspaper, the ink still in my mind. Not the blooms, but how you looked, holding what I left behind. Couldn't say it with my mouth, so I let the paper speak it out. They wilted fast, but didn't fade. Not to me. They always stayed wrapped in print. You held them like a name, my fingers, but your name came out clear. You passed me the pen like it was nothing, but I held it like a goodbye. You wrote your name in mine on that final page, the smudge stain, but so did the moment still pressed in the fold. I never opened that book again, afraid it wouldn't feel the same. Your name in the corner, still holding the end of spring, while the ink on my hands faded too fast. Some pages were empty, but yours I turned to the most. It still smells like the hallway, it still sounds like your voice, saying nothing but staying. I never opened that book again, afraid it wouldn't feel the same. Your name in the corner, still holding the end of spring, while the ink on my hands faded too fast. If I trace it now, would it still be there? Would your name still know me? Would you still mean what you wrote that day? It bled too softly to forget. Never open that book again, but I still carry the last line. Your name in the corner, still holding the end of spring.